everybody. Thank you all for coming out today for our forum, for our community forum. My name is Relina Joseph. I am an associate professor in the communication department, as many of you all know. And
my name is Patrick Okocha, and I'm a senior in the communication department as well.
And when we said forum, we very much meant a forum. This is not going to be an opportunity for you all to just kind of sit there and passively take in information and knowledge. We are challenging all of you all to be engaged in all processes of this discussion. So we're going to go and first of all begin by setting the scene a little bit. So we've titled this forum here, From Rodney King to Michael Brown, Media's Impact on the Portrayal of Black Males. And we all know that whether you're studying communication or you're just a human being who is avidly consuming all forms of imagery, that the images that we see on our screens, that we see in our newspapers, we see on our television, on all over our internets, are not simply just there as floating images. That these are the very building blocks which provide other people the opportunity to understand who we are, right? They also give us the tools to understand who we are. And this, in essence, is the problem that we have with stereotypical images. They have singular, limiting scripts. We cannot be seen as moving beyond these scripts if we are named by these singular images. And we're going to look at the set of singular images today coming from these two incidents and think about not only as a community, how do we critique and show our disdain, our disgust for these images, but how do we then work towards moving beyond? How do we work towards coming together as a community to really improve the imagery and, more importantly, to improve the way in which African American men are seen and celebrated in this country. So we want to give you some details of the day here. For some of you all, the Rodney King case happened before you were born. For most of you all, who was born before 1991? Okay. A couple of people. Joe and myself were in high school at the time. Globe was around. We won't name other people's ages. But for those of you all who might not know, on March 31st, 1991, after spending an evening watching a basketball game at a friend's house, construction worker Rodney Glenn King III and his two friends, Brian Allen and Freddie Helms, sped home on the 210 freeway in the Los Angeles area. The car was pursued by officers in what was seen as widely broadcast as this high-speed chase. When the three men exited their car, they were pursued by officers. When they exited their car, Mr. Allen was kicked, stomped, and threatened. Mr. Helms was hit on the head and lay bleeding on the ground, and later his bloody baseball cap was submitted as evidence in the subsequent trial. And Mr. King was tasered, kicked in the head, repeatedly beaten with batons before being tackled and cuffed. And this, although we know that violence against all minoritized groups and in great numbers against black men, African American men, has happened historically for decades. It's part of what this country was founded on, some might say, that this was a different event because of the way in which it was filmed and documented and circulated. So this videotaped footage was submitted for part of the trial, where the four police officers were charged with assault and use of force. The result of this trial, the results came out on April 29th, 1992, was the jury acquitting all four of the officers of assault and three of the four of excessive force. The release of these verdicts spurred 4 days of what some people called riots, some people called uprisings, but will be forever cemented to our understanding of what the Rodney King case is about.
All right. And for those of us who were born after 1991, which is pretty much everyone in this room, while we may not be as familiar with the Rodney King case, we should hopefully all be familiar with the Michael Brown case. And for those of you who may not be familiar with the Michael Brown case, I'm going to share a little bit of the details. So pretty much on August 9th, 2014, 18-year-old Michael Brown and his friend Dorian Johnson were walking the streets in Ferguson, Missouri, when a 28-year-old police officer named Darren Wilson ordered them to move to the sidewalk. A struggle between Brown and Wilson ensued, but what happened next is under question. Many witnesses say that Brown was surrendering to Wilson, while others claim that he was moving towards Wilson. But what we do know was that Michael Brown was shot and killed. He was shot 6 times, and he died as a result of that shooting. That shooting has sparked an unrest in Ferguson that's still happening today. So I think this is the perfect opportunity to take what's happened in 1992, see what's happening in 2014, and see how far we've come as a country.
Wonderful. Thank you, Patrick. So that sets a little bit of the scene for our community forum today. So this is going to be our schedule for you all. We're going to go through and introduce the panel to you. Our panelists are going to make some remarks. Then we are going to split into 4 different caucus sessions. So we're going to divide up the room into 4 different areas. Each of the areas is going to be teamed with one of our panelists here. And you all are going to be talking about some specific things for a while in small groups, and then coming back together for our full group discussion. So we want to tell you a little bit about how this forum came to be, and in particular, this group, the Minority Leaders of Communication.
All right, so again, I am Patrick Okocha, and I'm the president of the Minority Leaders of Communication. We are a new RSO group under the Department of Communication. We seek to promote opportunities for underrepresented students of color, students who are LGBTQ.
Yes, you got it.
I always get that acronym completely wrong, but and essentially we meet every Tuesday in this building in room 206, the Chicana room. So if you're interested in the communication related field, especially pertaining to diverse range of opportunities, please come and check us out every Tuesday, room 206 in the Chicana room in this building. Thank you.
Wonderful. And maybe can some of the members of the MLC stand? So we have a number of other members of the MLC in the room. All right, some of our student leaders here. Thank you very much. So you can also come and speak to them if you have any questions. This forum is also an opportunity for us to talk about a new center that will soon be opening, the Center for Communication, Difference, and Equity. That center is engaged in research, leadership, and community, and bringing those 3 processes together for our students, our undergraduate students, our graduate students, our faculty, and our community. And this quote here by the Black feminist lesbian poet Audre Lorde is really what is guiding us in our mission for the center. Lorde tells us it's not our differences that divide us, it's our inability to recognize, accept, and celebrate those differences. So as you move forward, you're going to hear about some opportunities through the CCDE for undergraduate students, for graduate students, for research opportunities. Please think about those as you move forward in your academic, scholarly, and socially aware lives here.
So also to promote, we have Dr. Reverend Bernard Lafayette, who's here, along with Jonathan Lewis, who we will be introducing. They are actually here as well to do nonviolence workshop training. And that will happen today and tomorrow. It would happen tonight from 5:30 to 9 at the University Congregational Church, which is on 45th and 16th. So if you want to get the principles of Kingian nonviolence, learn the nonviolence ways, please come out today and tomorrow from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. It is a commitment, but it's completely worth it.
Excellent. And for the students in Communication 289, know that you all can receive credit for going. We talked about this for one time. It's all right for you all to just go on Friday or Saturday, and you can receive your extra credit for that. Although we'd hope that you're able to make both days. All right, so now on to our speakers.
All right, so I'm going to introduce Jonathan Globe Lewis. If you can stand up, please give him a round of applause. So Jonathan, he goes by Globe. He's actually a senior Kingian nonviolence trainer. He's worked with Bernard Lafayette for a number of years. He served as a youth representative on the International Global Conference series for Center on Nonviolence and Peace Studies from 2000 to 2004. He's also the founder and director of Positive Peace Network. He's well-traveled. He's traveled to various countries, including Nigeria, Colombia, and more countries to spread the word of nonviolence. And an interesting tidbit, he actually flew in here from Ferguson. So he's out there laying the groundwork in Missouri, trying to spread nonviolent social change. So please, again, give him a round of applause.
Our second speaker here is Dr. Joe Lott, who you will know it is bolded and underlined that he is an associate professor in the College of Education. It was my mistake that it went through that he was an assistant professor. He is a recently tenured member of our faculty, so it's a big deal. I don't know if undergraduates realize what a big deal this is. It's a huge deal. And the University of Washington was very smart in tenuring Dr. Lott and keeping him here as a long-term member of our faculty. His areas are in equity studies, education, leadership, and policy, and in higher education. And in particular, he's interested in racial identity development and civic engagement amongst Black college students, impact of college experiences on civic and political dispositions. And his research right now and his research aligned for the future are interested in the collective impact that initiatives between communities, universities, and foundations can have on our world, particularly in looking at poverty, looking at mental health issues, and looking at crime. Dr. Lott is the proud father of two beautiful boys, a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old, and he's also, I'm very happy to say, one of our affiliated faculty members for the new Center for Communication Difference and Equity. So please give it up for Dr. Lott.
Next, we have Reverend Dr. Bernard Lafayette Jr. It's truly an honor to have you here. I really appreciate you for coming out. Dr. Lafayette is actually a longtime civil rights activist, organizer, and an authority on nonviolent social change. He's born in Tampa, Florida, spent most of his childhood there, as well as Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He's actually one of the co-founders of the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, also known as SNCC. He was one of the leaders in the movement in Nashville, Tennessee, as well as Selma, Alabama. He was appointed by Martin Luther King Jr. to be the National Program Coordinator for the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, SCLC, as well as the National Coordinator for the Poor People's Campaign. He spent a lot of time with Dr. King, and he knew him very intimately. And he actually, as well as Globe, just got back from Ferguson as well. So again, thank you, Dr. Lafayette, for coming out. Please give him a round of applause.
And our last speaker here, actually second over, is Dr. Ed Lott. Ed Lott. I'm so sorry.
I'm trying to be like him.
Yeah, I was going to say. And actually, Dr. Lott, you are working also in undergraduate affairs right now. Is that right? So yeah. So that's my excuse. Dr. Ed Taylor, who is the Vice Provost and Dean of Undergraduate Academic Affairs. He's been here at the University of Washington since 1995. Which I don't know if some of them were born then.
Oh, wow.
Man. He is an incredibly active member of our community, of the Seattle community and beyond. He's a founding board member of Mola Care, a non-governmental organization helping children in South Africa attend schools, and a whole wide host of other items. For each of our speakers here today, we're giving you a little tiny slice of all the amazing things that they do, but there is so much more. He's worked in South Africa with township schools and school leaders. And he works every day with our population of undergraduate students to try and make sure that the quality of your life, the quality of your education is incredibly high, and that things that we are valuing together, difference, diversity, working together towards greater communication, are central in all of your lives and in all of our lives here at the University of Washington. So please join me in welcoming Dr. I did it again. Oh my gosh, Dr. Ed Taylor. So we are going to go ahead and have our remarks from our panelists. Your job as you are listening, so since I told you all you are not going to be passive consumers of this information, but active engagers in the information, is to make sure that you are taking notes, that you are thinking about things that when you get into your small groups that you can talk to people about and bring back. If there are things that particularly resonate with you, jot those down. Any questions that you might have, jot those down, because you will, again, be forced to speak, which is a wonderful thing in this community forum. So take a minute if you don't have out a pen and paper and some notes.